So assuming that we are using a neural network for classification purposes, the output layer is going to have one node for each possible output class. So for example, if we're passing images that belong to one of two categories, then we would have two output classes, and therefore our output layer would have two possible outputs or two nodes as illustrated in this image here. And actually, there's a bit of an exception here for one scenario, and that's when we do have two output classes specifically. This can be illustrated with just a single node rather than two nodes, because from that node, we can output either a 0 or a 1, like what we saw from our lesson on a perceptron. We can output a 0 for one class and a 1 for another class. But we can also represent this with two nodes as well, where we have one node corresponding to each class. And if we have more than two output classes, then we definitely have to represent that with one node per output class. Now, with the exception of the input layer, which we discussed is just containing the raw input data, each node in the network is just a processing unit that is going to process the data that is eventually passed to it in some way.